Tensions between Pakatan Harapan and BN leaders may be rising over the Negeri Sembilan post, but it was business as usual at today's cabinet meeting. Meanwhile, the network school in Forest City, Johor has been shuttered, at least temporarily. Despite tensions between BN and Pakatan Harapan leaders over BN's partnership with Perikatan Nasional in the Negeri Sembilan election, cabinet ministers were all smiles at today's meeting in Putrajaya.
Photos shared by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim showed ministers, including Deputy Prime Minister Zahid Hamidi, appearing relaxed ahead of the meeting. Anwar also shared a pantun with the post. He said diverging moves should not be a reason for a breakup as long as they are still aligned on their partnership. The display of unity came despite Zahid admitting he was considering extending the BNPN partnership to the federal level in the next general election. Tensions have been building in recent days following the announcement of the BNPN Pact for the Negeri Sembilan election. On July 19th, Harapan Youth called on BN ministers to resign over the partnership with PN. Zahid and other BN leaders responded by saying Anwar could dismiss them if he was dissatisfied with them. Bersama co-leader Rafizi Ramli also weighed in on the issue, commenting on the calls for ministers to resign.
Akhirnya, saya tak rasalah ada mana-mana menteri yang ada sekarang ni akan kembali kepada makna angkat sumpah mereka semasa menerima jawatan, iaitu prinsip untuk menjalankan amanah sebaik mungkin kerana fokus sekarang ialah tikam menikam dan juga sepak terajang politik. Tapi rakyat pun tak boleh mengeluh lah. Sebab ini budaya yang memang kita raih selama ini. Ini budaya politik dan budaya kuasa yang dipertahankan selama ini.
Negeri Sembilan Pakatan Harapan Chief Aminuddin Harun was one of those who commented on Zahid's remarks. He said Zahid should not have suggested that Anwar sack BN's 8 ministers if he was dissatisfied with them.
The caretaker Menteri Besar said Zahid's comments appeared to undermine the Prime Minister's authority. According to Free Malaysia Today, Aminuddin said the remarks should not have come from a good friend of the Prime Minister. Aminuddin added that Anwar's warning was simply meant to remind coalition leaders not to let campaigning damage ties within the unity government. Anwar had previously warned coalition leaders against attacking one another during the Negeri Sembilan election campaign. In response, Zahid reportedly said that Anwar could dismiss BN's 8 ministers if he was unhappy with them. He added that there was no need to order them to resign because the Prime Minister was the one who appointed them and could remove them if he didn't like them.
The network school in Forest City, Johor has been shuttered for now. According to reports, a notice on the closure was displayed at the premises, while signboards were removed or covered. This came following the revocation of its business license.
The network school co-working space in Forest City, Johor, has been ordered to cease operations from today. The Iskandar Puteri City Council, or MBIP, said it had revoked the company's business license after multiple inspections. MBIP said inspections on July 12, 14th, 19th, and 20th found several breaches under its jurisdiction. According to the council, one of the organization's premises was operating without a business license. Another approved for office use was being used for activities beyond its permitted purpose. MBIP also said the signage at the site did not match the approved advertising permit. It stressed that it will not compromise and will initiate prosecution proceedings should the company persist in conducting activities that violate the law. In a separate statement, Johor Menteri Besar On Hafiz Ghazi backed the council's decision. He said enforcement action followed verified complaints, inspections, and findings of non-compliance. On Hafiz also urged Putrajaya to strengthen scrutiny of foreign investors entering Malaysia. The network school came under public scrutiny after allegations circulated on social media that Israelis using second passports were living at the tech commune. On Hafiz then urged federal authorities to investigate those claims on July 14th. From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us.
Back to the Negeri Sembilan post. Parti Wawasan Negara President Hamzah Zainuddin has proposed that the BN-PN Pact be called Perikatan Barisan Nasional.
Hamzah said the name was introduced to make it easier for the public to understand the cooperation between the two coalitions. According to Barisan Harian, Hamzah told reporters last night that they were starting with Perikatan Nasional in Negeri Sembilan to avoid confusion caused by referring to PN and BN separately. Asked whether PBN could eventually be formally registered, Hamzah said it was too early to make such a decision. Hamzah also said that PN had agreed that BN would lead the state administration if they won the election. PN is contesting 11 seats in the Negeri Sembilan state election, while BN is contesting the remaining 25 seats. Polling for the Negeri Sembilan state election is scheduled for August 1st.
A group of 8 U.S. House Democrats has urged Washington to pressure Malaysia over Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's recent remarks that Malaysia would deport any Israeli citizens found in the country.
The lawmakers said the International Military Education Training Program funding should be suspended if Malaysia does not reverse what they described as an anti-Semitic policy within 15 days. In a letter to U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the lawmakers asked the U.S. State Department to clarify what steps it was taking in response to Anwar's remarks. The lawmakers also accused Malaysia of maintaining ties with Hamas, claiming that the group had trained fighters on Malaysian soil and that Malaysia was welcoming terrorists while targeting Jews. They said Malaysia's refusal to recognize Israel was troubling, but said it was totally unacceptable for the Prime Minister to declare that Malaysia would target and deport citizens of a U.S. ally because of their nationality. They added that Malaysia benefits significantly from access to U.S. technology and markets. Given these areas of influence, they said Washington should make clear to Anwar's government that American aid and supports come with the expectation that Malaysia will not target citizens of one of the U.S.'s closest allies. With this, they urged Rubio to undertake a review of their security and economic relationship with Malaysia to ensure that it is serving the best interests of the U.S.
Moving on to the e-fishery issue, Putrajaya MP Lee Chen Chung has called for the Finance and Economy Parliamentary Special Select Committee to hold a special hearing into KWAP's reported 163 million ringgit investment loss.
He said the public deserves a clear explanation of what happened. In a Facebook post, Lee said he had submitted a formal request to the committee chairperson, calling for explanations from KWAP and other relevant stakeholders. He said the hearing should examine the investment valuation process, as well as the due diligence conducted, risk management measures, and efforts to recover the affected funds. Lee added that the proposed hearing was not intended to preempt any investigation or blame any party, but to uphold the principles of integrity, accountability and transparency in the management of public funds. He also disagreed with Policy Information Chief Ahmad Fadli Shari's proposal to establish a Royal Commission of Inquiry. He said the matter should first go through the parliamentary committee process.
Next, we have a branded capsule brought to you by Putrajaya Sompo.
A trip to Japan always looks perfect until reality hits. Flight delays, long waits, plans disrupted. Unless you are prepared, elevate your travel experience with Sompo Travel Safe Plus, offering complimentary access to airport lounges worldwide through Sompo Smart Delay when eligible flight delays occur, so your journey stays stress-free. Planning your Japan trip? Start here with Putrajaya Sompo. Visit us at Japan Expo Malaysia 2026 from 24 to 26 July at the Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm John. Thanks for watching.